Hello everyone, welcome back to my opinion. And the Chennai Super Kings have won this vital match against the Rajasthan Royals by 5 wickets. On the 11s of both sides starting off for the home team, I was disappointed to see that they dropped Mitchell Santner because of the fact that he went for runs in his previous game, 2 overs for 31. But against Punjab, he was the main reason why they were able to defend an underpass score, 1 for 10 in his 3 overs. And bowled, I think his first 2 overs went for 4 runs bowling in the power play. And Mahesh Theekshana playing was the correct decision, but I would have played both Theekshana and Santner and dropped one of Rachin Ravindra and Moeen Ali. On Rachin Ravindra, yes, he scored 27 in this match, but he looked low in confidence before this match. And Moeen Ali, I think England players who are in contention or have been announced for the T20 World Cup squad will have to go back soon. So, in order to get used to the team composition without Moeen Ali, they could have included Santner ahead of him, but they went with the 11 they went with. So, after going with the correct combination in the previous match, I was disappointed that they dropped Mitchell Santner after one game. And on the Rajasthan Royals, I thought the team selection, the starting 11, since Sanju Samson won the toss and chose to bat first, I thought it was a good selection. They thought the overseas power hitter wasn't going to be needed on a surface like this, therefore shown to be correctly played ahead of Robman Powell. I thought they'd include Keshav Maharaj in the 11 as well, as he can bat a bit, but I was thinking they'd be looking to include him as an impact sub, since someone like a Nandre Burger, who they did include, wouldn't necessarily go too well on the surface. But looking at the 11 that they selected, I thought they had got things right going to this game. And Sanju Samson won the toss and chose to bat first. Now, they could have done either at this venue. The reason why they did choose to bat first is because they thought that it was a slow track, which it was. I've said many times before that Rajasthan Royals are the best bat first team in the tournament, and at times they've chose to bowl first and still won games, even though I think they'd be a much better side batting first. In this case, they could have done either, but Samson chose to bat first, and I thought CSK, I've been saying for a while before that at home, one of the teams that can beat CSK is the Rajasthan Royals, and I was looking forward to see what the Super Kings would do. In many of my recent videos, I've mentioned the term or the phrase desired innings progression. On a surface like this, I've said you should get to about that 50 odd for 2 mark after the power play. You can then afford to take the next 4 overs slowly. You could get to 85 for 2 after 10. You'd set a base after 10 overs, as scoring in the latter 10 will be difficult when the ball gets soft. The Rajasthan Royals got to 42 without loss after the first 6, where I thought Tushar Deshpande and Mahesh Theekshana up front bowled very well. Tushar Deshpande bowled a lot of slow deliveries, but he hit that length perfectly, meaning Josh Butler couldn't get him away for runs. And Mahesh Theekshana, CSK have needed that extra economical bowler in other situations. I felt they would have won the match more convincingly whether Santner would have bowled or Mahesh Theekshana would have bowled. He's not as much of a wicket taker, and especially in most of the matches that he has played in Chennai, he has gone wicketless. But I feel CSK have needed that none for 30 odd kind of bowler, especially when defending a few scores. In this case, none for 28 and 4. We know he hits that length very well. And I thought him and Tushar Deshpande did a great job up front to limit the free stroking openers of the Rajasthan Royals. And if you'd got that start to about 50 odd for 2 after 6, you can then afford to take the next 4 overs slowly. But because they didn't get that start, they were at least 10 runs short in my view. And after the power play, they only scored 19 for 1, I think, after the 19 for 2 after the next 4 overs, meaning they were 61 for 2 after 10. So then and there, the innings, it was not held in good stead for the latter 10 because of the first 10, where they should have got to about 85 for 2 in my view. Even from there, they didn't get any impetus, because I think the next 26 deliveries after the 10 over mark, you did I think it was 30 runs, and on the 26th delivery, Sanju Samson was dismissed. So 91 for 3 after 14.2. And in terms of how they could have got to 160, where you saw in CSK's power play 56 for 1, which is an ideal power play at this venue. From there, this is a 170 surface. Could you get 114 runs from the next 15 overs, and especially with the lineup that the Rajasthan Royals have got? Yes, you could have done. They created too much of a workload for themselves at the end because of a first turnovers that completely was not ideal. They were 121 for 3 and 17.3, and I thought they at least could have got to that 150 mark. And even from there, they've only scored 20 runs in the last 15 balls of the inning. So nothing went right for them in this game. I think from a bowling standpoint, it was heartening to see that after him for 60 runs in his previous outing, where I thought the quality of deliveries that he bowled weren't up to the mark, Simranjit Singh created an impact in the middle overs after the Rajasthan was already behind the 8 ball. 3 for 26 and 4, a fantastic performance, and everyone bowled well in this innings. Had Mitchell Santner played this game, the Rajasthan Royals would have scored even less than what they had done. And I'd said even at the start of the video, Moinini, where you don't know whether English players are going to stay for the playoffs or not. Rajendra Ravindra before this game looked low in confidence, and you're not bowling either of those two. You've got enough batting there. Had they gone with their strength, which is bombarding teams with their spin, Ruturaj Gaikwad hasn't been trusting spin for the majority of this season, but I thought against Punjab and in this game at least, he had the faith to bowl the spinners at that point in time. In this case, the two spinners bowled 8 overs. So I thought that if Mitchell Santner and Mahesh Deekshana alongside Jadeja, those three had played on this kind of a surface against a side that was struggling on the day, this score would have been far less. And with the batting they've got, they didn't need to play that extra batsman. But they've done what they've done. Hopefully Mitchell Santner, I'm disappointed that they dropped him after those 2 overs in the previous game, when, as I've said in the previous video, you should back experience, and hopefully they get back to playing. On the second innings, I thought 2 positives for CSK. One day, Rajendra Ravindra went in the power play, where he was a major contributor, the reason why they got a 56 for 1, and the game was killed off then and there. And Samir Rizvi towards the end, 15 off 8. A lot of the time after his debut innings, he had scored at under a run a ball, and I thought to restore his confidence as well, he played a few nice shots in this cameo, 15 off 8, and I feel those two going well this match are 2 boxes ticked off for CSK, hopefully going into the playoffs. If Moinini does have to go back to the UK for preparations, then Rajendra Ravindra can open with Ruturaj Gaikwad, and Mitchell Santner and Mahesh Deekshana can play in the side. Tactically, from the Rajasthan Royals, I think we all thought Keshav Maharaj should have been the impact sub. For some reason, not only do they include Nandre Burger when on this surface, would he go to or no, he wouldn't. They don't even bowl him with a new up because you've already got Trent Boult and Sandeep Sharma to open the bowling. Why did they need to get Nandre Burger when, yes, it says 1 for 21 and 3, but is that performance going to win you a game when you're defending 141? No, it won't. And would you have been able to put pressure on the opposition when Nandre Burger was bowling on this surface against a side that bats quite deep when you're chasing a low score? No, they wouldn't have. Keshav Maharaj, you would have been able to put pressure on CSK had he been included as the impact sub. So I thought that was the only tactical lapse that the Rajasthan Royals had done in this match, but especially when you're not defending a score which is ideal, then it was a lapse. It was a lapse that meant they didn't have that extra threat when they were bowling. And from a CSK point of view, I think we were all thinking whether this would be, if they did lose this match, they'd have to rely on other results to go their way to qualify for the playoffs with 1-7, lost 7, a good net run rate. And luckily they won this game, meaning there is a chance we'll get to see MS Dhoni in the playoffs in Chennai, which is great. So I was looking forward to them winning this game against the Rajasthan Royals side that I've said has the boots to beat Chennai in Chennai. And it was great to see that CSK won this match after losing this same encounter last year. And now in the playoffs race, where CSK versus RCB on the 18th of May will be the match of the tournament, where if RCB beats CSK by 18 runs or chase the score down within 18.2 overs, then their net run rate will leapfrog CSK's. However, SRH are playing against, I think, the Gujarat Titans and the Punjab Kings, where you'd think even if they win one of those games, they'll secure third spot. LSG, even if they win their last 2 matches, if CSK beat RCB, and LSG will not be able to make the top 4. So we'll have to see how that goes. And if SRH somehow manage to lose their last 2 matches, then we could get to see CSK and RCB. I know it's an idealistic situation, but both those two in the playoffs in 3rd and 4th. So let's see how this goes, and looking forward to the 18th of May. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, share with your friends. Remember, this is my opinion. What's yours?